Welcome to CP channel. Today we are going to discuss about the basic concepts of organic chemistry. So first we are going to discuss about the physical classification of matter. So the matter can be classified as solids, liquids and gases based on their physical state. The physical state of matter can be converted into one another by modifying the temperature and pressure suitably. Chemical classification. The matter can be classified into mixtures and pure substances based on the chemical compositions. Mixtures consist of more than one chemical entity present without any chemical interactions. They can be further classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures based on their physical appearance. Pure substances are composed of simple atoms or molecules. They are further classified as elements and compounds. Element. An element consists of only one type of atom. We know that an atom is the smallest electrically neutral particle being made up of fundamental particles, namely electrons, protons and neutrons. Element can exist as monoatomic or polyatomic units. Example: gold, copper, hydrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. Compound. Compounds are made up of molecules which contain two or more atoms of different elements. Example: carbon dioxide, glucose, sodium chloride and so on. Properties of compounds are different from those of their constituent elements. For example, sodium is a shiny metal and chlorine is an irritating gas. But the compound formed from those two elements, sodium chloride, shows different characteristics as it is a crystalline solid vital for biological functions. Atomic masses. For atomic mass, carbon 12 atom is more important as it is considered as a standard by the IUPAC, that means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, and its mass is fixed as 12 AMU. It is also called as atomic mass unit or unified atomic mass unit. The unified atomic mass unit is defined as 1/12 of the mass of one carbon 12 atom in its ground state. Molecular mass and molar mass. I have put a video on these both. It has definitions and differentiation. You can refer these videos in our channel. Gastric acids and antacids. Antacids are commonly used medicines for treating heat burn and acidity. Gastric acid is a digestive fluid formed in the stomach and it contains hydrochloric acid. The typical concentration of the acid in gastric acid is 0.082 m. When the concentration exceeds 0.1 m, it causes the heat burn and acidity. Antacids used to treat the acidity contain mostly magnesium hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide that neutralizes the excess acid. One tablet can neutralize 0.0182 mole of HCl for a person with gastric acid content of 0.1 mole. One tablet can be used to neutralize the excess acid, which will bring the concentration back to normal level, that is 0.1 to 0.018, which is equal to 0.082 m. Now we are going to see about the Avogadro number. We all know that Avogadro number is equal to 6.022 into 10 power 23. The total number of entities present in 1 mole of any substance is also equal to 6.022 into 10 power 23. This number is called as the Avogadro number. It was named after an Italian physicist, Amedeo Avogadro, who proposed that equal volume of all gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. Avogadro number does not have any unit. Now we are going to see about Amedeo Carlo Avogadro. His full name is Lorenzo Romano Amedeo Carlo Avogadro. He is known for the Avogadro's hypothesis. In honor of his contributions, the number of fundamental particles in a mole of substance was named as Avogadro number. Limiting reagents. Now we know what is stoichiometry. Stoichiometric concept is useful in predicting the amount of product formed in a given chemical reaction. If the reaction is carried out with stoichiometric quantities of reactants, then all the products and reactants will be converted into products. On the other hand, when a reaction is carried out using non-stoichiometric quantities of the reactants, the product yield will be determined by the reactant that is incompletely consumed. It limits the further reaction from taking place and is called as the limiting reagent. I will tell once again. So stoichiometry and in stoichiometry, that is in non-stoichiometric quantities of the reactants, the product yield will be determined by the reactant that is completely consumed. It limits the further reaction from taking place and is called as the limiting reagent. The other reagents which are in excess are called the excess reagents. In Greek, stoicheia means element and metron means measure. That is, stoichiometry gives the numerical relationship between chemical quantities in a balanced equation. That is, means chemical equation. By applying the concept of stoichiometry, we can calculate the amount of reactants required to prepare a specific amount of product and vice versa using balanced chemical equation. So now we are going to see some more examples for limiting reagents. As per the recipe requirement, 2 cups of sugar are needed for every cup of rava. Consider a situation where 8 cups of sugar and 3 cups of rava are available. As per the cooking recipe, we require 3 cups of rava and 6 cups of sugar to prepare 18 cups of kesari. Even though we have 2 more cups of sugar left, we cannot make any more quantity of kesari as there is no rava available, and hence rava limits the quantity of kesari. In this case, extending this analogy for the chemical reaction in which 3 moles of sulfur are allowed to react with 12 moles of fluorine to give sulfur hexafluoride. As per the stoichiometry, 1 mole of sulfur reacts with 3 moles of fluorine to form 1 mole of sulfur hexafluoride, and therefore 3 moles of sulfur reacts with 9 moles of fluorine to form 3 moles of sulfur hexafluoride. In this case, all available sulfur gets consumed and therefore it limits the further reaction. Hence, sulfur is the limiting reagent and fluorine is the excess reagent. The remaining 3 moles of fluorine are in excess and do not react. Urea, a commonly used nitrogen-based fertilizer, is prepared by the reaction between ammonia and carbon dioxide. I repeat once again, 1 mole of sulfur reacts with 3 mole of fluorine to form 1 mole of sulfur hexafluoride. In this case, all available sulfur gets consumed and therefore it limits the further reaction. Hence, sulfur is the limiting reagent and fluorine is the excess reagent. The remaining 3 moles of fluorine, that means Fl, are in excess and do not react. Urea, a commonly used nitrogen-based fertilizer, is prepared by the reaction between ammonia and carbon dioxide, that means Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Don't forget